So we learned about CRM lifecycle management. Can anyone tell me what are the phases of the CRM lifecycle? It is like a cyclic and end-to-end process for the for managing the customer interactions from first to till the post sale using this data and automation, right? So what are those phases that we have learned? Anyone?
Campaign leads opportunity
Yes. Yes.
and retain, right?
Yeah. So it's like a lead conversion process where it will start with campaign, and then lead will be generated, and from lead it will be converted into account, contact, and opportunity. So the CRM lifecycle changes the phases that are attract, engage, convert, serve, retain, and loyalty. These were the 6 phases of CRM lifecycle, which every customer, every company that is working in real time world will has to go through these 6 life cycle with respect to any of the things, right? It may be a product development, it may be a new launch of the product, or it may be a services that are offering to the customer for the various industries with respect to healthcare domain, financial domain, revenue domain, and the online platforms. All the departments, all the companies who are trying to revenue generate the revenue will has to go through these life cycle stages, and it is a continuous process for every quarter, every year, every financial year that the company will go through. Remember all these 6 phases of CRM life cycle: attract, engage, convert, serve, retain, and loyalty. Will will we have discussed these each stages, right? I'll just ask you one question. What do you mean by attract? What are we going to do there? In the stage of life cycle, attract. What are we going to do there? Anyone? In the stage of attract, we use marketing campaigns. The marketing campaigns will be a part of various methodologies. It may be an email, it may be a phone call, it may be ad, it may be keeping a stall in different places. All will go into attract and engage. These both are comes under marketing cloud. And and these two are, who will be responsible, which department is going to take care of this? Marketing department. Once a lead is generated, a potential customer or potential buyer who is ready to take a particular product or a particular service is called lead that we discussed. Who will be the responsible for taking those leads and continue converting? into account and opportunities and contacts? This is sales team. Sales team is going to be involved during this lead conversion process. So before the lead, marketing team will take care of two life cycle stages, which is attract and engage. And after that, it will be converted into account, contact, and opportunity, which is taken care by sales team. Then after, if a particular member or particular person who became a customer for us, then we are also giving the service under the serve life cycle phase. Who will be taking care of this serve and retain, right? Service team, service representatives. Lead conversion will be taken care by sales representatives. Once everything like customer, he became a customer, and then we are providing to give the services, then service reps are being involved. Service, retain, and loyalty. All these three stages, service representatives will come into picture. Then again, this life cycle in a circular manner, it will be changed and repeated for every time and every customer. This is what we learn, and we have seen the example also with respect to one of the real time scenario in terms of how we use these. This is a high level diagram that we were seeing yesterday. Marketing administration, marketing team will take care of the campaigns, and then sales team will take care of lead conversion, and it will be converted into account contacts and opportunities, and through the sales automation model. This is a sales automation, Salesforce automation. So Salesforce will automatically convert your lead into account, contact, and opportunities. How that can be done in real time will be looking after in the next class. But now, for now, understand which team is involved where and how these processes are continued further with respect to CRM lifecycle management. Once the lead is converted into account and contact and opportunities, then it will go to the customer acquisition model. Customer acquisition means we own the deal here. We own the deal here. That is again taken care by sales team. Then after, it will go to the customer service support, where in Salesforce language we call it as cases. In real time model we call it as tickets and all those stuff, the complaint number, ticket number, and all those stuff that we were talking about. In Salesforce language we call it as cases, and that would be taken care by service representatives. So in this diagram, if you can see, there are the three teams are involved, which is sales team, marketing team, sales team, and service team. And in Salesforce language, we call it as marketing cloud, sales cloud, and service cloud. All these three clouds are involved in these life cycle stages for each and every product or each and every services that we are going to provide to various companies, various products. Moving. So under the sales team, right, we also need to learn about one thing is, once the lead is converted into account, contact, and opportunity, then there is two more steps that sales team has to complete. and which is I'm going to tell you now is, let's say we'll take an example, right? The example is you're trying to buy a particular item or a product from any online shopping, maybe a Flipkart, maybe Amazon, that you're trying to buy a particular product, right? What are we going to do there? We'll first go to the Amazon website and then we'll select the particular product and then we'll add to cart and then proceed further. We'll do some payment, and then once the payment is received, then your order will be generated. It will be placed in order and then the invoice will be generated from there, and it will go into the shipping process and delivery process and all. So here is the thing, in the Salesforce language we call opportunity. The opportunity will contain all the products and then their amounts with respect to each of the item. Let's say I'm trying to take one product, maybe a mobile phone, maybe a laptop, maybe a headphone, maybe AirPods, and so on and so forth, right? For each of the product, that amount, item amount, will be stored into opportunity object. In Salesforce language, we call it as opportunity. Once that is created, from the opportunity, we'll create the codes. We'll create the codes. We call it as proposals. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Can anyone tell me about this? What do you mean by quote or proposal? All right. The quote or proposal is kind of an estimation that we are trying to give to the customer with respect to the various products selected. In Salesforce language, we call it as quotes. So from the opportunity, always quote will be generated. That quote will have all the item amounts and the estimated amounts, any tax amount or any extra charges are there, all those stuff will be come under quotes. Once the quote is approved, means an individual reviewed the quote and then see that, okay, this is an amount that I'm going to pay for these products, which is looking good, and then proceed further for the payment, right? Once the quote, in Salesforce language, we call it as quote, and the proposal, once the quote is approved, then an order will be generated from that quote. How that will be created? It's all automation process, right? We just need to go and click on one particular button, simple button, from start to end. You create a campaign, you create a lead. That's all. Then after, you simply click on one button, which will create account, contact, and opportunity. Then after, opportunity, from opportunity, you just click on create quote, a particular button, then the quote will be created by copying all the opportunity data into the quote. And then when you click on create order button, then order will be created. All the Salesforce automation will take care of it. You just need to click on a particular button, then these records, codes, and orders and opportunities will be created. Once the order is created, then you are done. Now we'll need to go with the proceeding with payments. Once the payment is done, then you're good to go, where whatever the address you selected, everything, the products will be delivered to your address. So in Salesforce language, that will come under sales process. So all the CRM functionality will revolve around with these three clouds mostly, which is Marketing Cloud, Sales Cloud, and Service Cloud. And each of the things that I was talking about, campaign, leads, account contact and opportunities, cases, and quote and proposals and orders, right? These all are called as objects in Salesforce. We'll come to know in future. Right now, I'll proceed further. What do you mean by the object and all? That also will cover. All right. So before we go to the objects, right, we'll also need to cover a particular topic called Salesforce releases. What do you mean by Salesforce releases? What do you mean by release? Can anyone guess? What is going to happen in that release? Think about in a real time perspective, right? Not only in Salesforce perspective. Think about in any language, any product wise, any software wise that you can think of. What do you mean by release? All right. So a release is one of the thing where a new features are going to be launched. Suppose in real time example, if you consider, we have iPhone, right? iPhone 15, iPhone 16, iPhone 17, and so on and so forth. It's keep on going the different versions, how those are coming in, and what are those differences between them, right? These are the releases. Each year, a new phone is launched, and then additional features are being given. Additional features, additional UI, additional options, additional memory, all the configuration changes that are being done with respect to each release. Considering any of the technology or any of the real-time scenario, you see every time as the day passes, as the year on year passing, then you will be getting various versions of it, right? We need to upgrade ourselves. The same way the devices, the software, the products, everything are getting upgraded. This we in general term called as release. So from the Salesforce perspective also, as we were talking about, Salesforce has standard core functionalities that they are offering to the customer. They also need to upgrade themselves and then providing the services to the customers as well, right? Like however the software version is doing, however the various products are getting upgraded, and however the various the electronic devices are getting upgraded, the same way Salesforce also should be getting upgraded. That's why Salesforce has introduced a concept called releases. This was there from beginning. So Salesforce provides, see, each product, each company, each software will have their own frequency but to release that particular product. One can release, if iPhones are there, they'll release maybe various years and years. And if any softwares are there, they'll take it quarterly. If any products are there, they'll take it a couple of years. Likewise, right? In Salesforce perspective, the Salesforce will provide three major releases in year. Three major releases in each year. Every 4 months, a new release is going to be upgraded. New release is going to be given to the customer. These three releases called as spring release, summer release, and winter release. Spring release, summer release, and winter release. What are these releases are covering? These releases are covering to deliver the new features and the security updates and all of the various innovative pages and given to all the customers. And this will be updated to all the applications, all the customers, for the existing customer and for the new customers and for developers who is like trying to create a particular developer or developer application, developer org as well. For everyone, all the features will be given. So what do you mean by the spring, summer and winter, right? This is release name. This is release name. For example, if you say spring release, this will be released in the month of between February to March. And we call that as, for example, spring 25. What do you mean by the 25? The 25 means it's a current year. The 25 means the current year. The same way, if you go with summer release, then it will become June to July. And we call that as summer 25. Now, one other thing called winter release, which is October to November. For example, we call it as winter 25. Now, can anyone tell me, as of today, what is the Salesforce release we have? Anyone? As of today, now, what is our Salesforce current release?
It's summer
Winter
25 and
winter
winter is
25.
going to be start.
Yes, it is under winter 25 because the release is happening between October to November. What would be the next release after this release? After October and November, this month is done.
Spring
What is
20.
other release? What is other release name?
Spring 25.
Spring
25. 26. 26.
26. It is a spring 26 because year is getting changed on February 2026. Then we call that as spring 26. Then after, what will be the next release?
Summer 26. Summer
Summer
26.
summer 26. Then after,
Winter 26.
winter 26. So likewise, every year these three releases are happening with respect to spring, summer, and winter, and added with the current year based upon these months. So these each release, right? What is going to happen in this release? As I mentioned, we are going to get new features, new updates, and new look and feel, new UI, all those stuff will be given, right? These all also will be related to SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. As we were talking about the cloud computing earlier, where it will be working under SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. SaaS means software as a service, PaaS, platform as a service, IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Software as a service, Salesforce.com, our application, which will work as a software. And PaaS, which is a Salesforce platform, platform as a service, where it will use force.com and all of your configurations, development, everything that you build, right? the automations, and LWC components, and the integration. Everything will come under, will manage by force.com platform under platform as a service. And EAS, which is infrastructure as a service, where it will maintain various servers. We do not need to buy any servers that we were discussed earlier with respect to Salesforce. So in this point now, each release will be related to these all three: SaaS, PaaS, and EAS. There might be a few features under the Salesforce.com and few features under the Salesforce platform, which is like force.com platform, or it will be related to server upgradations as well. All these three are included, which will combinedly we call this as Salesforce CRM. That's why we were learning about what do you mean by SaaS, what do you mean by PaaS, and with examples. And Salesforce release will be considered to release the new features with respect to these three. Any questions on this? Hope you are clear till here. All right. So how do you know the release schedule that is going to happen, right? If you are working in an organization or a company, that you know what is happening in the Salesforce current end market, that you wanted to know. And also, if an existing organization is there, how you come to know that release is going to happen and what actions you need to take while that release is releasing, right? With respect to new features. So there is something called release schedule. What Salesforce will do is all the releases, the new features that are being released will be shown under this website called status.salesforce.com. When you open this, it will open up status.salesforce.com, which will have like this. And this is accessible to everyone, which is we do not need to buy anything, or we do not need any subscription for this. It's free of cost. And here, if you can see, there is something called status, and there you can see right side, you will see about various incidents and maintenance here. And when you click on here Salesforce services, that's where you can able to see various instances here. What do you mean by various instances? These are the servers, various servers. For each organization, when you take the license from Salesforce for a particular business, they'll allocate one instance. What do you mean by instant? How the Salesforce editions are there, that we'll talk about later. But for now, how the release, Salesforce release, that is giving, and what are the things that we are going to look after, we can see here. So if you see under the status tab, there are like a lot of servers that you can see: AP43, 44, 45, 46, and all. Based upon your organization, which you are falling under which server, that you need to select that. For now, I'm just selecting AP43. When you click on AP43, then you can see the instance details in the right side. That is called, here you can see winter 26 patch 9.5, winter 26 patch 9.5. Why it is showing winter 26? Because this instance is going to be maintained and released on this winter 26. If you can see here the maintenance tab, then you'll be able to see what is going to happen here. It will show you the window of maintenance on which the server is hosted here. you will be able to see the time that it is scheduled for a particular service, particular instance, particular application. You are able to see what is the schedule that the Salesforce is giving as per your instance. By looking after this schedule, then we will see what is going to happen next. In November, this is going to happen, and this is a maintenance time that we need to look after. And if you see, there are some numbers are there, 2012222407. If you click on that particular number, then you will be able to see the information here. And this is maintenance is confirmed status. Means Salesforce itself is always giving a particular point in time, the date and time that is going to be scheduled to release these new features, and where a particular time, maintenance time, will be given and updated to the each organization. Based upon our organization, we can see what are the instances are impacted. Go to that impacted services and click on the maintenance information, that you will be able to see what is the maintenance time, which is, for example, 9:30 p.m. IST November 1st to 12:30 a.m. IST November 2nd, which is almost 3 hours. So these 3 hours during window, Salesforce will work as it is with existing functionalities. But if any of the release features are updating with respect to the small functionalities, wherever it is, there might be impacted for those 3 hours. And that downtime will be communicating with the stakeholders and the customers, saying like this is in a window time and all. Mostly these times, whatever that you see, is out of US time zone, because the business, the real-time business, everything happen mostly in US time zone. That's the reason Salesforce will do the maintenance during the IST hours, where there will not be a lot of load on the particular application. Not going to be a kind of work time, off work, right? Whenever the people are like on logging off, at that point in time, this will be given as an instance maintenance. Some of them, like most of them, will not be impacted. But if any impact is there with respect to that window, 30 minutes or 1 hour, we need to communicate to the stakeholder and say the Salesforce release is happening. And then we need to make sure that stakeholder team knows that on top of existing features are getting upgraded. Any questions here? And for each instance, that you can see the current status tab and history tab and maintenance tab. If you go to the history, then you'll come to know like when what was happened and when that release is happening, and what was upgraded. If you can see here, analytics, agent force, core service that are updated by now. Likewise, we can see each of the cloud related and each of the Salesforce new feature releases that are happening throughout the history for this instance. And same way is a maintenance is there that we were discussing just before. And this is a kind of a calendar for us, the maintenance calendar. It will be given prior to make sure we plan accordingly. All right. Moving further. With this release schedule, they'll will come to know when our instance is going to be refreshed or upgraded with new features that the Salesforce is getting released. And these all releases, right, will be available to all the customers with free of cost. We do not need to pay any amount for this, and which is absolutely free of cost for everyone, even for developers, even for developer orgs as well. We can create a developer arc in the next class and then look after how that sales cloud is there, how the lead is being converted, and the real time experience that we can look after by creating the lifetime free Salesforce arc, developer edition that we are going to create it. And then at that point in time, I can showcase whatever we were discussing just before about the opportunities, lead conversion process, and all those stuff. All right. So these releases are available to every customer with free of cost. And how do you know which feature is released? Salesforce is giving something called release notes. And that release notes will be available in Salesforce website. If you just go and type Salesforce release notes winter 25, then you will get all the release notes with respect to all the new features included in that. That way we can come to know what are the new features are there with respect to Salesforce and then move forward. And this is very important thing that we need to stay up to date what Salesforce is currently releasing at any point in time. Just a quick look after the summary that we always need to look after, because in every company, in every interview, if you are going to face, right, definitely they'll ask, do you know what the Salesforce releases happening right now? Do you know what are the major features the Salesforce currently released? At that point in time, we should be able to answer these kind of questions, and the interviewer know that you are staying up to date with the Salesforce current trends and the current market. Always remember the Salesforce release notes are important for each 4 months in a year, that you need to look after what are the changes are being done with respect to various Salesforce configurations and the customization and and all the security updates and all those stuff. There will be lot of new features are released for each 4 months, right? 4 months per year, and for each release, you do not need to like go through everything. It will be like a kind of 200 pages or 300 pages will be there, but you will be looking after what are the major top features that you need to learn, and then you look after and upgrade yourself all the time, even if you're working in a particular company as well. That way, when you're going for the other company for the interview, every time they'll be definitely touching these points. Keep remembering on this. All right. So we were talking about Salesforce core clouds, and we call this as Salesforce standard functionalities. We do not need to build anything in Salesforce. Salesforce itself is offering some functionality that they already built and giving to us. Those is in the form of core clouds, Salesforce core clouds. How these are core clouds are going to work? In Salesforce, an application will be built using the platform as a service, and it is going to be served with respect to the various applications, various clouds. Those are majorly here, if you can see, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, and Experience Cloud. Experience Cloud, we also call it as Community Cloud. Earlier, we used to call it as Community Cloud, but Salesforce is nowadays renamed to Experience Cloud. And the other one is Analytic Cloud, which will have the Tableau reports and the CRM analytics considered into Analytic Cloud. And the other one, the last one, is Industry Clouds. So for each industry, right, When the company is working on a particular project for a particular serving for a particular client, it is definitely related to a particular industry, right? It might be a healthcare related, healthcare industry. So the projects might be, the clients might be where, for example, you call it as Novartis. Anyone heard about it? Novartis? Novartis, which is pharmaceutical company where which will provide all the medical related services, right? All the medical related services that are being offered by the Novartis, which is comes under healthcare. That is a healthcare industry. The same way, if you see banks, maybe Bank of America, maybe HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, and all those stuff, right? Those all will come under financial industry. Each and every industry, if an industry wants to generate their revenue and then wants to go through with the CRM lifecycle management with respect to the various you know phases that we were discussing, will go with all industries. Any industry has to go with that life cycles. So industry also, for industry wise, Salesforce also giving few of the functionality: health cloud, revenue cloud, industry cloud, and financial services cloud, and all those stuff that they are offering. The major core functionality will always reside on sales cloud, service cloud, and marketing cloud. And other, you can see experience cloud, analytic, and industry clouds, which are added advantage with respect to various companies, various organizations that they are into. An organization can be under healthcare, then they'll use health cloud. If the organization under financial, then we'll use financial service cloud, and so on and so forth. Sometimes it will be a combinedly, an organization can combinedly use sales, service, and then industry cloud. Because if there is no sales, then no revenue will be generated. If there is no service, then we'll not get many customers. And if there is no marketing, then the people leads will not come. So all these are interrelated each other, based upon the organization, based upon the business that they are doing, which will vary. Okay, with this, we'll move forward with each of the cloud. What do you mean by that, right? Marketing cloud. What do you mean by marketing cloud? In Salesforce, we call it as marketing cloud, that we were discussing a couple of examples earlier, that a marketing cloud is a collection of all marketing services that makes internal marketing functions more efficient and external marketing programs are more effective. The meaning is, if any product is getting launched or if any device is getting launched, then marketing is required. And that marketing might be in a various format: social content, engagement, social ads, and working with emails, working with keeping a different stalls. All those stuffs will come under here. And Salesforce is going to offer, these are the major capabilities with respect to marketing cloud, which is, if you want to send out an email to the particular member who is interested, a potential customer, a potential buyer, then we have various lightning flows. For example, a lightning flow will automatically send out an email to the customer based upon the time that you are setting up. And if you want to maintain the content and then accessible to the users, then you can just post that content, post that posters somewhere. and that Salesforce also will offer with respect to the standard functionalities. All this will come under Marketing Cloud. The campaign that we do, the social ads we are doing, the stalls that we are keeping, everything that will be stored in various, the data will be stored in various database tables inside the Salesforce under the Marketing Cloud. So if you can see here, right, how are we handling with the Salesforce clouds? How Marketing Cloud is being handled? We were talking about it will start with campaign, and then campaign, during the campaign we'll collect all the details from the customer that we were discussing, and then it will be converted into lead. The lead means it's a potential buyer or potential customer. He's still not buyed yet, but he's not a customer yet, but he's ready to become a customer. It's called lead. So from campaign, so it will be converted into lead, and from lead, the process will be converted into, as we were discussing, account, contact, and opportunities. This automation will be done in Salesforce. When you click on a particular simple click button, automatically these will be created. And we have seen, we have discussed what do you mean by account, what do you mean by contact, and what do you mean by opportunity, and these all will be created from lead conversion. We also need to focus on one more thing, which is called activities. What do you mean by activities? In general term, right? Activity means a particular action that you are going to perform is called activity. If I say I want to do this is my activity. Okay, I need to go to somewhere, that is my activity. I need to learn this is my activity. I need to call particular member, this is my activity. I need to send out an email to particular person, this is an activity. So Salesforce standard functionality offers activities, which is in the form of tasks, events, calls, and emails. In Salesforce language, we call it as activities, and that activities contains tasks, events, calls, and emails. Tasks. What do you mean by the task? A particular action that you're going to perform is called task. Let's say a potential customer, a potential buyer is interested to buy your product, right? You wanted to send more details to them and explain them with various features that are being launched is your task. So you'll go and create a task in Salesforce. In Salesforce terminology, we'll create a task. And that task, it will be there and assigned to each individual in Salesforce. For example, marketing team is of 50 members, 20 members team, right? Each task will be designed to and assigned to each members, right? Basically, there are like 40 tasks are there, 40 action items are there, right? Then what are we going to do? What the team will do, marketing will do? Marketing team will distribute their work, their actions to each individuals. For example, let's say 40 actions are there and 20 members are there, then each member will get 2 tasks. So in the Salesforce, we have a concept called assign to. Under the task, we have assign to. You'll be creating the task, but who is going to do that task? And it will be assigned to a particular member. And then that member will get a notification in Salesforce when he log in. Okay, I need to do these actions today. I need to do this task today. And then they will be performing, and they'll be changing the status of task to completed or done. Likewise, we have events. What do you mean by events? In general terminology, can anyone tell me what do you mean by event? the word event? Anyone? The event is a kind of calendar invite or a schedule that we are going to do it. For example, let's say today you're joining this class from 10 to 11, which is an event. The event name is Salesforce training. The same way in Salesforce, an event will be created, should be created with respect to each individuals that they are going to work on. You wanted to meet with a potential buyer, then what you create is you create your event, which is something like 10:30 to 11 with this customer, and 11 to 11:30 with this customer, 11:30 to 12 with this customer, and so on and so forth. Then at the end, during end of the day, you need to report to your sales manager what the work you have done, which is the meeting from 5:30 to 6 or 5 to 5:30. Likewise, you can just create your own event and assign to each individuals. The same way, calls and emails that will also be created, to whom you need to call and explain about these features, and to whom you need to send out an email. In Salesforce terminology, we call it as an activities, task, event, calls, and emails. All right, we already discussed about Sales Cloud here in most of the times. So I just wanted to recap here. What do you mean by the Sales Cloud here is the Sales Cloud provides the sales rep with help them to the stronger relationship between the customer to close the more deals, to close the more deals. So in the Sales Cloud that we were discussing, campaign, it will start from the campaign marketing cloud, and then it will go to the lead, and from the lead it is converted into account, contact, and opportunity for the he became a particular person, became a customer. So this will help to close these deals with respect to sales reps. So sales rep will work on this. So in the Salesforce terminology, we call Salesforce database tables, which are leads, and then account, contact, opportunities, quote, and then orders. What do you mean by service cloud? That we were also touching base upon service cloud, right? What do you mean by service cloud? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by service cloud? So far you understand in a real time basis, if you think about it. Simple, you're trying to provide the services to the customer, which is stored on the service cloud. It's like customer service, right? The customer service as part of your CRM lifecycle management. And then if customer has a query or raise a request or raise the problem, raise the issue, then you will be resolving it. A company is going to be working on that particular issue and then get it resolved and providing the solution that will be captured under the service cloud. What are the service cloud in Salesforce terminology? What are the service cloud objects that we have? The main object is case. The main object is case. The cases, and then we'll have solution object. We have knowledge article objects. That's where the service cloud will serve. Cases means an issue, a problem statement that the customer is asking for is called a case. A ticket, a complaint number kind of thing is called a case. And then the solution, what is the solution that we are offering with respect to the various problems? And the knowledge articles means for the previous problems, If you have any Q&A, how that should be resolved, that will come under knowledge articles. If a customer is raising an issue that he wanted to resolve it, and which is a very simple, can be resolved by their own, then what we'll do is generally we'll provide the Q&A questions, right? Q&A answers. The details will be given to them. If this is a problem, you do this and it will be resolved. This all will be added into Service Cloud. Now let us talk about Experience Cloud, which is also called as Community Cloud, which was already known as Community Cloud. What do you mean by this Experience Cloud? What are we going to do with this Experience Cloud? This Experience Cloud, which acts a bridge between customers, partners, and employees to the Salesforce data and the business processes in real time. What do you mean by that, right? Think about you're doing a shopping, online shopping, right? The shopping cart will be there where you will be selecting the particular product and then adding to the cart. How that will be done? When you select the product and then adding to the cart means all the products that you're adding to the particular cart will be in Salesforce, that will be stored in a various forms. What Experience Cloud is going to do it is a combination of these all. When you're doing the shopping, when you wanted to publish some content to the external users through the website, you wanted to promote something to the external system, external users, right? How do you do it? That using the websites, sites, using this Experience Cloud. What will happen is your content is going to be published in that website, and everyone will be looking after your content and get to know about your products. One is shopping cart related, another one is like the content information that is being published in the website, and the other one is partnership with the other organization. We call that as partner portal. Experience Cloud means it will work through the portal. We call two types of portals are there, which is customer portal and partner portal. Customer portal is an individual for the customer, where for the partner portal, which will be the combination of multiple organizations combined as a partner, and it will be designated partner portal. You can see here there is something called setting symbol here, right? The settings here, if you can see, this is called an automations, Salesforce automations. How the Salesforce automations are going to be helped into the Experience Cloud? Automatically sending out an email and automatically fetching the data from Salesforce with respect to the customer data. When you enter the phone number, all the details has to be fetched. The automation has to be done, right? That will be comes under the settings. And these settings and automation will come from Salesforce platform, force.com platform. And then if you can see, there is something bars here, that is charts, which is analytics. If you want to see how much my revenue is there for the last quarter and what is the future predictions are there with respect to the customer that I'm going to get into this organization, right? That will all go into the reports and dashboards related, which will come under analytics here. That will also, so Experience Cloud will support. And as usual, you can use any device to access this, which is mobile phone, laptop, tablet, desktop, or anything. There are various types of experience clouds that we use, various types of management with respect to industries, with respect to functionalities that we have in experience cloud as well, with respect to the portal that we can see later point in time. But try to understand now what is experience cloud and how do we use it. So for example, you consider a real-time example now. Imagine a particular bank using the experience cloud. A particular bank using the experience cloud in Salesforce, right? So what is going to happen? What are the features that experience cloud is giving in real time, right? A bank customer can log into their self-service portal to view their transactions and raise the cases. Means, let's say I have done like some transactions which I want to see it. So I can go to log into my account in bank application or Salesforce application and go to the self-service portal and see what are the transactions that I have done. If you see any transaction is not happened, if you have any issues that you want to know anything, then you can raise the issue, need help, which is called a case. We can raise the cases as well. All the customer can log into self-service portal, which will be accessible to you and individual customers. And all the relationship managers, suppose let's say a bank that you're holding an account, you will be having a dedicated relationship manager that who will be looking after your account details. I mean, the meaning is providing the services to your account, operating your account with respect to services. If you have any questions with respect to your account, then you will contact your relationship manager, right? The same way here in Salesforce, the relationship manager will access the same data in Sales Cloud. In Sales Cloud means again, these objects will come account, contact, and opportunities. Your account will have the details, right? Account number, first name, last name, email ID, phone number, everything that can be stored in Salesforce account object. That will be accessed by relationship managers under the Sales Cloud. If a bank has any partners, maybe third parties, which can manage your loan through the partner portal. Let's say HDFC Bank is there. For HDFC Bank, there is some other third party vendor who is providing the loans, and they made a partnership with HDFC Bank, right? And all the loans will be maintained by that third party and has a partnership with HDFC Bank. And so that the bank partner also will manage the loans through the partner portal in Salesforce. And we also have analytic dashboards, which will show the customer engagement as well as service response times. The meaning is, suppose if a customer is waiting on particular thing, let's say a customer has some debit card issue where he got the debit card was blocked due to the multiple incorrect entries of your PIN number, right? For example, I'm telling, then we'll call to the customer care and say, oh, our card is blocked. Can you unblock them? And that will be handled through the cases. And whatever is handled, what they'll do is they'll create a case. In every real time, if you see it, right, any customer care service, if they have resolved any issue that you had, they will create a ticket. They'll create a complaint number, and then they'll close it. They'll create that point in time only, and then close it if issue is resolved. So that everything will be handled in the analytic dashboards to show how that customer engaged and what are the response time that we give to the customer. As an HDFC organization individuals, HDFC leadership will look after how our team is communicating, how our team is giving the response to their customer queries. What is the average resolution time? What are the average time spent on the each particular calls, right? All these things will come under analytic dashboards. These all are self-service portal, sales cloud, partner portal, everything connected in Salesforce Experience Cloud. Any questions here? Okay, moving forward, analytic cloud. What do you mean by analytic cloud? Analytics means we are going to do the analysis on your data. What analysis that you're doing? With respect to any of the things, right? If you're giving the services to the customer, that you want to do the analysis, how that customer is being treated, how that customer resolution time is, average resolution time is happening, whether the customer is satisfied or not, how much revenue is getting generated from these customers, that everything will be done in analytic cloud through the analysis, where what we do is we'll create a different charts, pie charts, metrics, bar charts, pipelines. Various charts will be created, and then all this within these charts, then we can look after what is happening with respect to various factors that we can decide, a company can decide. If this performance of a customer service is not good, then they will apply the strategies to make various reasons and find out the reasons and improve their customer satisfaction. The same way it can be used for sales also. How much revenue is generated for the last quarter? I want to see it, right? Then a new charts will be created through the analytic cloud and the dashboards, and that dashboard will tell you by this customer, by this company will have this many quarter results are there. Likewise. So since like we discussed about all these clouds, now what we are going to do is we were just summarizing what the Salesforce core clouds are there, right? And what are the primary, who is the primary users that they are going to use. Sales cloud. What is the purpose of the sales cloud? To manage the leads, opportunities, and revenue that to be generated. Who will be using this cloud? Mostly sales teams. And if you talk about service cloud, a service cloud is you are delivering the customer service and you are maintaining the case management. What do you mean by case management? A problem, a ticket, a complaint number, a case that is created from the customer to solve in a various forms, whether they have an issue or a help, which is comes under service cloud. In a summary way, where primary users are here, the support agents. Support agents. We call it as representatives, service representatives. In sales, we'll call it as sales representative. In service, we'll call service representatives. And some of the companies will call agents, support agents, sales agents, and so on and so forth. The same way, marketing cloud. What are we going to do with the marketing cloud? What is the major purpose here? We need to plan and automate the marketing campaigns by sending the emails, by sending those, by sending the by calling them, by keeping the different stalls, ads. They'll do the marketing, and then campaign will be created from there. And these all will be taken care by marketing teams, marketing representatives. Primarily, these people will do it. There is also one more thing called commerce cloud, actually. What do you mean by commerce cloud, right? When you you can create a custom application also for the commerce, right? And an existing standard functionality also the Salesforce is offering for the commerce cloud. This is majorly used for online platforms, all the e-commerce platforms. like we have Amazon, Flipkart, and other online applications. The product selling models, and various e-commerce related functionality will be covered here under the Commerce Cloud. So who will be using this? All online teams. Whoever is using the online, they will be able to use this Commerce Cloud. And Experience Cloud that we talked about, it's a portal and communities. In simple terms, we can call it as portal and communities. We have seen a bank example, how the Experience Cloud is being served with various scenarios and the customers and the roles that is being designed and the standard functionality that is being offered. So who will be using this Experience Cloud? Partners, customers, and the employees. Their own employees and the customers, their own employees means, suppose let's say a bank, HDFC Bank, their employees will use, and their customers who is holding the particular account, and partners who is maintaining your loans, right? A third party team who is looking after your loan partnership with HDFC Bank will use these functionalities as well under the partner users. Another one is called analytic clouds that we were discussing about. It is like visualizing and analyzing your business data in the various format into the dashboards and into the table, matrix format, table format, gauge, pie charts, anything, right? All this sales related, service related information that they can see in a pictorial representation. And based upon that, people will find out where is going wrong, how they can be improved with the various factors that is being considered by looking after the company sales and revenue and the customer satisfactions. All right. Okay, I think with this we will close for today, and tomorrow we'll cover about introduction to the business objects and what are the standard objects, custom objects we have in Salesforce, and how the lead is converted to account and opportunities in real time. We'll make developer arc, free developer arc creation. I'll show you how to create that, and then we'll log into that Salesforce account and we'll create a lead and we'll see how that is being converted. And I'll also explain about what are the standard objects and custom objects for these each clouds that I was discussing just before. With this, we are done. Can you please let me know if you have any questions, and then we can discuss further. And the next class would be on Monday. Will be continued with the topics that I was explaining about it. And this meeting link will change contact management further to get the new link from Monday. And there is no class tomorrow and after tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. And you can look after the recordings and then revise yourselves with respect to the various features to get up to date, and then we'll continue from Monday. Any questions?